for the record, everyone watching, Justin just did the 3, 2, 1 countdown, had a very quizzical look on his face, and then gave me the thumbs up.
Because I was trying to find the transition button. I was like, damn, where'd it go?
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Never Split the Party. My name is Dustin, and I also go by the Arbitrary Nerd. I'm the game master for this Starfinder campaign we're playing. If you have no idea what Starfinder is, it's another wonderful production from PyStAl, who also brought you Pathfinder. It's not just Pathfinder in space, but if that helps you sleep at night, it's close enough for me. All right, I'm going to let the cast introduce themselves. We're going to pretend we have announcements. We don't. And then I'm going to give you guys a quick recap before we get into this episode, which I'm tentatively titling and will change by the time we're done. Many happy returns. Patrick, take it away.
Well, my name is Patrick, and I play the Shunta envoy named Reich Oren. Most of the time he goes by Rai. He's an actor. He's the captain, and generally confused as of late over his place in the group.
I am Michael, and I am playing Zero, the android operative, and I'm also the pilot of our ship.
I am Chris. I play Miller,
Miller Darkwing Duck.
Miller Darkwing Duck. No, I play Miller Dotwood Abigail Priest, and I'm a Yosoki mechanic, a damn fine one.
You're not the best Durkin one this time?
Not this time.
Okay.
No, I got stuff to say.
Yeah, he decided
Well,
to
this time he wasn't a mechanic. This time he was the guy that saved all of you.
Basically, yeah.
Everybody should know who I am by now. I'm Nick. I play the person who rolls the worst out of the whole group. If you like ones and fours, Brawl's your man. He's a soldier, and he's the ship's gunner. Not that he's been able to land like a punch or a nice shot against another ship.
Yeah, he hasn't informed us that he's actually blind.
I believe that would be actually cruel to say for those who can't see, because I think they would also perform better. Yeah, Brawl's got it rough.
Probably.
Brawl's new title is Brawl, the Pugilist. Subtitle, Can't Land a Blow. And Brawl, Gunner, not quite sure where the trigger is.
I fully expect at some point in the near future him to use the douchko?
Dude, the douchko.
No.
The douche canoe.
Like, none of the above. We're going to go with Doshko, and we're never going to revisit this conversation again.
Well, I picture him using the douchko as a walking stick.
Bro, put that douche canoe away.
Let's not let Patrick invent any planets either.
Hey, Miller,
It's just called anus. We're cutting to the chase. Yeah. All right.
Anyways, I'm Justin. I play Seeker, the android technomancer, and the best Durkin artist you'll see.
I hated it.
I loved it. I had that planned.
Did Zero go and I not hear him?
Yeah, he went.
He goes,
Oh, damn. All right.
He's good at his
He's
job.
just, he's
But he
sneaky.
passed that stealth roll. Worked real well.
Passed it right by the GM.
Does anyone, for the awkward moment of silence, have any announcements?
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving
My
on.
guess is no.
I have an announcement. It's small though. We are actually this episode is going to begin a small little mission series we're going to do. Once it's done, which I expect it to take 2 to 3 episodes, we'll actually be doing a bit of a soft, not quite a relaunch, but more of a jumping on point for newer viewers. Depending on how this little series of mission goes, there's probably going to be a bit of a time jump. And then when we pick up, we're going to go as if this is the first point where people can be introduced to the characters. So we'll be a little bit more clear on who's who. We'll have some more visual descriptions of everyone again. We're going to just try and reiterate that if people don't want to work their way through 30 episodes of backlog while all of us are learning our characters and all of that fun stuff, they don't necessarily have to. We have some people in the chat that'll probably tell you that they've done it and lived, but if you don't want to, we really do want to make sure that we are amenable to new viewers. So tell your friends is kind of what I'm getting at. We are going to be having a perfect jumping on point. You do not need to watch. How many hours do we stream? 2, 3? That's a lot of hours for 30 episodes, but we'll keep them up. They're not going anywhere. We're just going to be wrapping up what I'm calling the prologue arc, and we're going to be moving on to the next arc, which will be named when we get there. Other than that, we're going to jump right into the recap, which pretty simple. The party managed to finish just going through all of the dungeon that we call Foundation Station. They got through all of the rooms. They, instead of actually engaging with the gelatinous cube, which is the what is the ooze called in Starfinder? It has slipped my mind at the moment, but
assembly ooze.
That's the one, the assembly ooze.
Nailed it.
The assembly ooze.
Instead of engaging, Seeker literally walked out and shut the door, which solved that entire encounter because it can't open the door. It's been stuck in there for about a decade, if not more. Then they had the big boss fight with, it turns out, the robot that had been filming the kind of the hologram that they'd been following around the station. The robot's name was Cam, and with a mix of Miller and Zero, I think was actually the one who got the kill shot, managed to take down the
managed to kill Steel.
Managed to kill Steel, the Cam, who had kind of modified himself and was going mild robotic necromancer. Don't worry about it, no big thing. It's fine. The big takeaway from there is that they did get the book that Alden Stoyer had originally sent them on this mission to find, and now they are all back aboard the Indecision. They have rejoined Rex and Stevenson and Notzab. I almost forgot. And they will now be heading back towards Pyramid Station Alpha, which is going to take them 5 days. I'm not giving you guys 5 days to finish your description, so please, as the ship detaches from Foundation Station and begins to curve homeward, what are you guys doing?
So before it even, before we even detach, Miller gets on the ship and says, "All right, crew," and he hits the little button for everybody on the ship. "We are having an all-crew meeting. Everybody meet in the common office, or common area."
Zero.
Rex chips in. I'm already there. Do I have to leave and come back, or am I good?
It makes you feel better, yes.
I beeped the boops. Did I forget about a meeting?
Do we have to watch Rai perform again?
Yes. No, you can watch me perform.
That's better.
So, I take
For the sake of brevity, you all show up in the conference room. Thank you for confirming that.
Yes.
You were also joined by Rex, Stevenson, and or Stevenson. I don't remember what I was saying anymore. And Notzab is not anywhere there.
Of course he wouldn't be.
He's probably still naked to this day, as the legends.
So Miller is
That's a cave, actually.
pacing around, just kind of very in deep thought, just kind of pacing back and forth in the common area. And he sees you guys kind of step in. "All right, guys, have a seat, take a kneel, do whatever. Just listen to my spiel, please."
Is this gonna be in rhyme?
This.
Have a seat, take a kneel. I don't care. Listen to my spiel.
So Miller looks at Rai, and with his brain power, the telepathic thing, he
You
says,
can do it now? Out of character. You can
"Yes,
do
I
it now?
can." The mind link circlet. He says to him, "Look, you're gonna want to shut up and listen to me, or I'm gonna get Brawl to shackle you to his Seeker over there." And he kind of looks at Seeker. And
Seeker waves.
And then I will personally hire a mystic to marry you guys. Because why not?
I'm not sure that's how that class works, but I'm going to allow it.
Does.
Seeker's wondering why Rai is
God
just
fair.
staring at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeps on waving.
So, anyways,
For the sake of roleplay, hold on, and I will let you go back. But for the sake of roleplay, everyone else just sees Miller and Rai looking at each other, going like this.
yes.
For the people listening.
And then a quick look at Seeker.
Waves.
We both laugh. Look back at each other. and calmly sit down as that conversation goes on for another 45 seconds. We'll never know what was said.
So he kind of looks himself over, like, what did they just laugh? What did they just laugh
folks.
at?
So it's clear to me that for at least most of you, and he looks at Seeker, then he looks at Rye, then he looks at Brawl, that this was your first raid. And I mean, granted, it didn't go as smoothly as I would have liked it. It did go pretty well. However, there's a lot of things we got to get out in the air right now. He looks at Zero. Zero, we're cool right now. You and I, we've had our raids in the past. You did everything I expected you to. Keep it up, buddy. Then he looks over to Rye and goes, Rye, you can't expect to keep poking a hornet's nest without getting stung. Right? Now, that being said, Brawl, we were in the middle of a raid in very, very hostile territory. I do understand that you're getting poked and prodded and brought to the very edge of your sanity at times, but you shouldn't be punching our allies in the middle of a raid.
He's the hornet's nest.
If he were to take some serious damage, then guess what? He'd be more baggage, and we'd have to carry him through the rest of this. And finally, Seeker.
That's me.
Your jokes suck. Oh. Please don't. At least not in the middle of a raid. This is very serious stuff, and especially when we're right about to open a door with a bunch of stuff in the background, we don't need jokes. Now that I got that off my chest.
Rex,
that's the only thing I did.
Yes, Rex.
What the speck is a raid?
I'll go over that when you're older. Now, hush. Hush. You did phenomenally. You watched my back. I mean, I probably would have tripped that grenade early if you didn't catch it before me. Thank you very much. You're very, very perceptive. Keep it up. Captain.
I respect.
Oh no! Hold on! Wait! No! Not Captain yet! Not Captain yet! Seeker. I mean, Shimmer. I saw what you did with those brains. You took out a legitimate threat. I mean, it paralyzed Brawl right where he stood. You did phenomenal. Your thought process was amazing. Knuckles, I know you and Rye have your differences, but when that ooze came out of nowhere, your body acted on its own. You pulled him out of the way. Don't think I didn't see that. I mean, that was some pretty awesome stuff you got going on there. And Captain, when our buddy Knuckles here was paralyzed, I saw you quick thinking. You lured your Cam right out of there. With your quick thinking, you lured him down there. And if it wasn't for just a few lucky pot shots, I guarantee it would have worked. I'm talking very lucky. I'm talking like 1 in 400 chances. Do the math.
It was
1 in 400, 2 back-to-back 20s.
That's fine, but that
it was a couple lucky pot shots, but I'm sure that if that didn't happen, you would have been successful in your things. Basically, what I'm getting at, guys, is we have a good group going on here. Now we even got this book here that this thing is worth some serious cash. We're pretty successful here, and what I gotta say, what I'm trying to say is, let's act more as a team and not as a bunch of idiots.
That wasn't as a team?
We got some work. We got some work there, buddy.
Not Saab walks through the common area.
Hey, not Saab. How you doing, bud? Do you want to go play some ball in the rec room?
No.
What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna keep.
All right. See you later, buddy.
He's dragging a shirt, but he's not wearing it.
Good on him. Good on him. But
I don't appreciate getting shot in the back
by someone who was not me.
I didn't mean to. Of course.
Time to punch the artist. Are you gonna do that too?
Rye, you and I have a lot of history with each other.
Which is why I was so surprised that you went off and struck me. Because apparently, life-threatening situations, everything's the same. I get a punch to the gut and lose the ability to keep down a breath because I caused you some emotional boo-boos.
Oh, you're just causing a whole fuss over a little tummy ache, aren't you?
It was more than a little tummy ache. You know I have a sensitive stomach.
Listen, I'm not going to hesitate to put you in your place, but I will not endanger your life, which is why I pushed you out of the way of that big ooze thing.
Now, remember, like I said, you guys are very, very much unfamiliar to raids here. So we can chalk it off as the in-the-moment type of deal. Or, I mean, I got to say, like, these, I don't know, how long, just out of character, how long have we been together at this point? Like 2 weeks or something?
Yeah, about 2 weeks. It took you 8 days of travel time, and then you had about, I think, 3 or 4 days on Pyramid Station Alpha before you guys left on your mission. So, yeah, about 2 weeks.
All right. So now, I haven't had a very eventful life, but these past 2 weeks have been pretty adventurous. I've had a great time with it. I mean, it kind of reminds me of being back home with my family. Now, I kind of hold family pretty dear. However, we do own this ship altogether. If you guys do not wish to live as a family, we can figure it out once we get to Pyramid Station Alpha. We can sell this off, we can go our own ways. Either figure your spoop out and let me know what your answer is. He kind of just walks out of the room.
I do have an
But wait,
uncle
so
almost as hairy as Brawl.
You went into space stations filled with zombies with your family?
Nah. He just keeps going.
Woo! Dropped my phone. That's
Odd
out of
family.
character. Oh, what was I gonna say? Hold on. Brain. My phone falling confused me.
Little do you know, his phone is actually his brain. It's not attached in his head at all.
This is incredibly accurate. I have no service.
We're going to cut this.
Nope, stop! No!
That's why I didn't say anything. I just did the dance.
Look. I just need to get one thing straight, Brawl. We have always been friends. I've encouraged you along the way, going back all the way to when we were students. I did not expect that. It's going to take a long time for me to get over that showing.
Why don't you try shooting me in the back one more time? And then we'll just see how friendly we are, Rye.
That was Canvas Man. That was the
Only the second time.
Both of you need to just drop this childishness.
You're a child.
It was clearly an
You are
accident that he
literally
shot
a
you.
child. You are 0 years
He
old.
was just clearly an imbecile for not apologizing.
Thank you. A little apology is maybe all I wanted, Rye. You did
Go ahead
something
and
wrong.
give one.
Also, neither of you listened to me when I tried to explain the situation. Neither of you did.
Hold on, can we make it a in-character thing that Brawl and I just silently look at Seeker?
Yep.
Confirmed.
We both
Hey,
agree. That
You saw
one-
what I did to those brains. I can do that to your brains. I
Are
won't,
you still caring?
but it will be.
As I talk
That would
over-
look really nice.
I look at Brawl and say, "Are you still holding a grudge over the hunting fiasco?"
Yes!
Why? It was funny.
It was not funny. You tarnished my name as a hunter. That's my thing. Stick to your acting.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you've been doing a great job in that sense. Sorry.
Care to explain for the rest of us? I did not know you were a hunter.
Okay. Long story short, back at Pyramid Station Alpha, we were in some, what was that dance class? Was that dance class?
This
Yes.
was during your time in the Border Space Military Academy.
What was that?
This was during your time at the Border Space Union Military Academy,
Yes.
not just PyStAl. Just to
Okay.
clarify.
So back when we were in school, we were in dance class or something. I don't remember which. It was Brawl's idea. And he and he got this memo that there was going to be a hunting competition, and the winner got some money or prestige or I don't know what those people do. But I encouraged him to partake. I said, Brawl, you're okay at this. Why don't you?
You know what he does? What he does is he takes my place and then proceeds to fail. So bad.
I did not take your place. I put on armor. I didn't know your name was on it. I can't read your chicken scratch. So
I'm surprised you fit into my armor.
It was a bit loose. You put on a few pounds. Going for that jello again? But anyway, I went out on the battlefield just to get some idea. I was doing research for a role. Next thing I know, they announce me as Brawl. So I get into character. I didn't do so great, which apparently is still in character.
Ouch. Damn.
Nick, as a player, is because I can't even contest that.
Yeah, he's not wrong. The worst part, he's not wrong.
If maybe I had some luck with my rolls, sure, but he's got me. He's got me.
I need a seal that just says GM approved so I can hold it up sometime.
Long story short, he survived, I survived, and he didn't even come in last place. One person didn't show up.
Bro, don't feel bad. I remember another acting research role that Rye played, and it didn't go so well for us either, so we're in the same boat.
Maybe one of these times I could take over for one of your little acting shows.
Sure, I could always use a, throw rug.
Your role, buddy.
I suppose I could trade you. There used to be
Rex holds up a hand. I believe that's called an understudy. His like non-animatronic face like doesn't smile, but he tries his best.
No, Rex. We're it's different.
No, he is right. You could be my understudy. I could let all of this I could let this go. I could train an apprentice.
He is small like a gnome for the gnome and I.
That is a one-man show. But
Not
I could
originally.
come up with something else. That dirty rat. Yeah, I can see. And I just start walking away, thinking deeply about this possible future play. I'm not out of the room. I'm just walking away.
Yep.
Are we good?
Seeker just pats Brawl on the shoulder. I think that went swell.
I don't know if that's the right direction, but
It worked in our view, but I don't think it works on Twitch.
No, it did. I just watched it lined up. Nice.
You're gonna get like little post-its on your computer screen so you know where to look.
I should actually do that. That's a good
That's
idea.
actually a really good idea.
Everything I say is a good idea. Just deal with it.
Well, not everything.
Drink Coke, kids. It's great for you.
Oh man.
Looking for that
Also,
sponsorship.
we're accepting sponsors.
Yeah.
If you guys are good, I'll move on. But if Brawl has more to say,
No.
No.
I mean, Rye kind of he had ammunition. He was able to take it thanks to my terrible rolling. Thanks, Roll20. Hashtag sponsor Roll20.
That came out. That worked out better than I thought it would for me.
Yep.
For a second, you almost got punched again. I could see it happening. It was this close.
I know
It,
that.
it was that close until and then it just flip flop. But we'll deal with it. Things are at least out in the open now. So
All right. So as you guys slowly disperse from this very family-like gathering, Rex trundles off on his little treads, just kind of rolls off. Not Sob, your goblin companion, disappeared into another one of his hidey holes. And Stevenson, really nonplussed. He's only been with you guys for the 4 days it took you to get from Planet Revel to Foundation Station. He does kind of, when he sees that everything's kind of died down, he does sidle off and he tries to connect with Seeker. He follows Seeker. And he as he gets close to you, he kind of tries to get your attention, but you're focused on some pretty blinking console lights or something. And that was a weird sound.
Yeah, that is a weird sound. What is that?
That's fine.
I don't know.
He taps Seeker on the shoulder.
Yes.
So I was thinking, I know I don't have a designated role on the ship. I know Rye said something about being a valued member of Reich Oren LLC, but I don't really know what that means.
Me either.
I was wondering if you would mind if maybe I'm not familiar with actual real technology, but I swear I've been pretending for my entire life. Is there any chance I could be your understudy? I want to know what you do on the ship. I've seen you, even just when we're flying. You were able to scan Foundation Station without even going there. You knew so much about it. I want to know what you do, and I want to be able to. If you're not there, maybe I can fill in or help out or anything. It would make me feel useful.
Seeker lights up a bright yellow. It would be my pleasure. You can. Oh, I have so much to teach you. Also, all different things. So you like art then?
I guess we could go with that. Yes. You know what? Reich's plays. That's a type of art, right? I'm a huge fan.
That's true. Not quite the same, but still, yes, that is, I guess, in a way, art. No. I'm talking about manipulating computers, code, the universe, writing the fabric of reality with magic and technology mixed together. Does that sound fun to you?
I've never actually heard that described as art before. But,
it is. I mean,
everything
so.
sans the magic sounds great. I don't have any capacity for magic.
That you know of.
That's fair. That's a valid assessment, I guess. Yeah, sure.
Anyway, well, we can start with the easy stuff. I'll teach you coding first, and you can help me around with the computers. I'm sure we could figure out something for you. You did some communications back on Revel, right?
I took extremely simple machines apart and sometimes put them back together, but with limited functionality. But yeah, I'm not completely new. However,
well, that's a form of expression now, isn't it?
He just blinks.
Taking something apart and putting it back together in a different way. Would that not be expression?
I never codified it as such.
Well, it is. That's your first lesson. That is your first lesson I shall teach you.
He pulls out a data pad and begins writing notes.
Self-expression through The manipulation of physical objects.
Is there going to be a test?
That sounds like a good idea, yes.
I'll let that one fade out. I'm trying to find a use for our ancillary crew because I do want you guys to keep accruing them and just having people taking up spaces.
Accruing them?
You heard me.
As
Did I stutter?
just in the background, as Seeker and Rex are having this conversation.
Stevenson.
Oh, Stevenson. I'm sorry. You see Rye come out, just carrying a bundle of things, plops it down on front of Brawl. And I like to describe this as a scene in a TV show. So that conversation's going on, and in the background you see this, and he's talking, but you can't hear what he's saying. Just like, making hand gestures and smiling and showing him all these what are obviously movies and scripts and whatnot. And he gently pushes it forward to Brawl, claps him on the shoulder, and walks out of frame.
As he's walking out, what does Brawl do silently in the background because we're being artistic?
He proceeds to walk across the hallway, open up another door, place the box of stuff in there, close the door, goes back into his room.
Jettisons out into space.
Canonically, they're now residing in one of the escape pods. Okay. All right. I think that's it that I had for the ancillary cast. You guys now have. I'm just gonna go round robin. I'm gonna ask you guys what you're doing over the 5 days of travel. Be succinct, please. Not looking for any grandiose plans, but if you have something you are working on, feel free to work on it. Or if you are engaging in something specific, engage with it. Everyone's going to get basically a one-off, and then we're going to arrive at Pyramid Station Alpha or get hit by Sprox. We'll see what happens. First up, Rye, what do you do for 5 days?
Okay, so Rye takes Brawl into the kitchen and proceeds to get the process rolling of what it takes to be in the showbiz industry. And he starts out by going into how there are various important things that go into making a big production, starting with catering. Now, I don't do any of the catering myself. I'm a bit above that level. But if I were to do that, this is what I would do. Now, I, out of character, took a, and I'm not kidding at all about this. I took 1 point in life science, which is not a class skill, so it doesn't get a lot of bonuses, just because I had the idea that maybe if streaming doesn't work out for him, he could start his own cooking blog on space internet.
The infosphere.
The infosphere, which I will never remember. So he is going to spend the next several days attempting to teach Brawl the finer points of catering. And he's going to have a camera set up in the background so that he can practice his angles and how to get everything correct and whatnot. And of course, the food will go to the crew. Can I take I would just take probably a 10 on this, since there's no pressure, which would only give me a skill roll of 13, just to come up with some basics.
No. Totally fine. Anything above a 10 is pretty much going to be a success on some level. Obviously, you're closer to like just barely passable as opposed to stellar. But I think for what you're attempting to accomplish, and since you are taking time by the effort of taking 10, you're able to basically run Brawl through a cooking class. And just like Daniel saw into Mr. Miyagi, he has no idea what this has to do with acting. Or why he's there.
That's
or perfect. Why I'm there.
Yeah.
And then as I clean up one of my dishes and whatnot, and I'm handing food out to, here you go, Miller. Here you go, Seeker. Zero, do you eat? Here you go anyway. He puts a tray of drinks on top of Rex's head. It just balances, and he tells him to deliver them. And then he takes all the scraps, he puts it in a bowl, puts it on Rex's claw, and says, "For not stop." Sends him off, and then he looks at Brawl and he just goes, "All right, the next part, very important in the setup of a big."
You are gonna be helping me clean this up, buddy.
You interrupted me, and I went, "That's right, it is cleaning." I think I've done enough of the cooking. I think that you're good to take over here. I'll start. And he picks up a plate of with some sauce on it, and he just licks the plate clean as he walks away, leaving Brawl behind.
Rex!
From the other room, you hear shattering glass, and Rex comes back in. I'm not sure why he thinks my head can do that. It's very, very round. It is not. I'm gonna have to clean that up, aren't I?
Oh yeah, buddy. You're gonna have to clean this up.
You have no idea the specifications that went into my design, and you're going to make me sweep glass. And
Yeah.
Clean.
I don't got a clue.
All right then. Have a wonderful day, Brawl.
You too, Rex. I'll check in on you later.
I'll check on you when you're sleeping, like always. All right, that was Rye. Next up, Zero. What are you doing with your 5 days on the ship?
So, considering what we had unleashed in PyStAl, specifically me and Miller, I'm going to spend my days checking like the news of PyStAl on our way back
Yep.
to see like any big events going on.
Nope, that's fair. I'm looking for. I brought down notes that have the character's name that you released, but I don't know where I put them. They're talking about they met the gangster Drenar's father, who was a full-blooded orc, in some sort of cryo sleep in one of the security centers that they visited and kind of robbed. You do not find any notification. You scour, and you are pretty confident that that would be a relatively large event, but you don't find any mention of
Narcoon.
orcs or Narcoon. Yeah, I think I found it as well. I appreciate that though. Chris with the notes. Yeah, there are suspiciously no references whatsoever. Considering where you guys released him, which was in the massive central tower of Central Dome, you're a little surprised at the complete and utter lack of information. Go ahead and make a computers check for me, please.
25.
While searching, you're kind of looking for all of like PyStAl news and things like that. Still nothing on Narcoon. You do catch some references to our half-orc on some of the shadier, deep infosphere websites. It sounds like he's actually gone underground, which is kind of a big happening because he was like a up and rising figure in the Pyramid Station underground, specifically in Industrial 2. But even there, sightings of him have kind of shut down. You also, because you rolled so high, you do happen to get some cross chatter about security ramping up on Pyramid Station Alpha. You're not able to get any necessary direction as to why, but it's something that does come up, and it's things people are complaining about it because it's making everything just a little bit more annoying with just increased security.
All right. Any mention of us?
None of you except Rye, who is still in a couple of tabloids involving Magistrate Stoyer's wife.
I forward those articles to him.
You also had mentioned previously forwarding pictures to him. Did you want to do that now?
No, I forwarded that to Miller.
I forwarded it to Miller. My bad. Yeah,
What
there's
is
that.
it
I'm
for?
looking for.
Do I know this?
So if you remember, at one point, Rye was, I forget if it was thirsty or if he was really dirty, but he lowered himself into like basically a horse trough or something like that.
He had brains on him.
It was brains and nastiness
Yeah.
from that one that you dispatched when I was
Right next to it.
Yeah, that was fun. That was good times.
But anyways, I had him basically what I would consider embarrassed in an embarrassing situation and took a picture of it
Gotcha.
and sent the picture to you.
All right.
Well,
You'd appreciate it.
Yep. Small point of clarification. Alden Story's wife name is Kamira. Shadow hooked me up in Discord because I could not remember it for the life of me, and I apparently don't have it noted. But Kamira is Alden Story's wife's name. So the articles you see are Kamira and Reich Oren LLC ?
I also don't have that written down. I probably should.
Yeah, I think he probably should.
Pat, have anything written down?
I have that written down.
He had relations with this woman. He needs to have it written down.
Not.
What relations?
Nothing happened.
I was there.
No,
It's
you
You
true.
spent an intimate evening alone with Seeker and her. It's fine. The words I'm using have multiple uses, and you're just taking them in the wrong way.
But, well, I
Your
did
mind out
buy
of the gutter.
You're alone.
Zero. Was there anything else that you're doing? I'm sorry I cut you off. I just wanted to make sure I gave her a name because identifying someone as their only by their marital status is a little unkind. Although I do call the wife the wife. I'm probably gonna get beat, aren't I? All right, that's fine. Zero. Do you have anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Other than
Okay,
that,
so just research. Perfect. If for some reason anything else triggers as you get closer to Pyramid Station Alpha, I'll just have you on the ball. I don't think it will, but if it does, all right. Next up, we're gonna go with Miller.
So Miller has been kind of keeping to himself. After that whole thing kind of just dissolved, he didn't really see anything come of it, especially after he left. When he left, everybody was still very, very heated. So he's actually more interested in the book.
Me too. Before you go anywhere, I am looking over that book.
All right.
Before you do anything, that's coming into my science office.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who gets the book first, or if you want to.
Well, yeah,
read
I'm
the
not
book
saying that
together.
I'm not saying that I get it first. I'm just
Tuesdays
saying
and Thursdays.
I want in on it because instead of having us both do it separately, just because.
Oh, okay. So you guys are gonna look at the book together. Miller, is that something you would do solo?
I feel well, who grabbed it?
I believe it was Zero.
Yeah, I think it was 0 too.
Probably.
All right, so
Was there loot involved?
Because it wasn't.
Zero.
I
The
think
book was
we
on-
killed him, then we fast forwarded.
Yeah, the
that
book was
also might have
on
been
him,
it.
right? It was on Cam.
Yeah, it was built into his like amalgamation of parts.
Yeah,
all right.
amalgamation.
So Miller kind of walks up, kind of solemnly, just kind of knocks on Seeker's door. Hey, Shima.
Yes.
God, so happy. You wouldn't happen to have that book, would you?
No, I don't.
All right.
But do you know where it is?
Yes.
Do you have that book?
Yes, I do.
All right. Mind if I take a look?
Seeker's there,
Zero.
by the way.
Walks up and opens the door and hands him the book and says, "Is anything worth knowing? Let me know."
Will do. And
Because,
he
like I
kinda
said, we're not giving this over to the magistrate, are we? It seems like that would be a bad idea.
Miller just kind of stops dead in his tracks. Excuse me?
Well, I mean, you saw what it did,
Yeah. What?
and you don't think that could happen to Pyramid Station Alpha?
I mean, we're doing business. Once it's out of our hands, it's out of our hands.
Yes, but I mean, it doesn't seem like the best idea.
Well, let's see what's in the book.
Yes, that is a good idea.
Assuming this conversation happened while my door was open, well, if we're not going to give it to the person who employed us to get it, what did you intend for us to do?
Read ourselves. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we can figure that out after we figure out this book. But
I mean, this
I'm
is worth
just...
a lot of cash.
Yes, but I'm just... I don't know. Something's nagging at me. I just don't
Well, turn it
like
off.
it. I don't think it works like that. I
Uh.
don't think it does.
Do you want me to take a look?
Hold on, let me
It
see.
looks ugh.
You hear whirring coming from his
A little
head.
bit of steam.
No, it doesn't work like that.
All right, let's go take a look at this book, shall we?
Surely.
All right.
Stefan,
Doesn't
you
matter.
keep out of this.
Where do you
This
take
is above you.
Can you switch over because I don't have a map of our ship. in front of
Justin,
me.
you got extremely up your back.
Yeah, I'm good. Just move.
Yeah, I can pop over to Roll20 for you. I don't know. I don't really care if you guys all switch to it, but it's going to take me a second because I am not logged into Roll20 because I wasn't expecting to have to roll because that's for you peasants.
We're
Yeah.
keeping it on here.
So in terms of spaces for the room, you've got the common area. You've got everyone's sleeping quarters. You have the cargo bay with the now empty Blue Star Corporation crate. You have the command center, and which includes.
Is there anybody in the common area at all?
People would be walking through that, which is kind of why I'm asking exactly where you are, because that would be relevant. I do have the map of the ship up though on Roll20 now.
Yeah, let's take it to the cargo bay. At least if there's anything going on, we can. It's kind of out of the way, you know. Maybe we don't have to worry about people coming out.
But we can't perform scans on it in there, can we? I mean,
scans?
Yeah, like I was thinking we could probably take it to the. I mean, I have computers and stuff in the computer room.
Bill looks at the book. He's like, "I'm pretty sure this is analog."
True, but I mean, obviously it has magical properties. I've detected. Yeah, I've detected magic at that. There's magic all over that station.
Well, we gotta take it somewhere.
Cargo bay works. Let's do it.
Okay. So we kind of plop down in the corner, crack it open to just open up the first page. What does the first page say?
Make a will save.
Make a. Oh man, that's my worst though. This +1. 7.
I forgot to have my.
Every word in the book, every line in the book, as you look at it, just repeats one line over and over again, and it says,
"Doom."
It says, "Thune is Thune, and Thune is all," and it just repeats itself on every page you flip through. Seeker, are you reading over his shoulder?
Yes. I need to make a will save as well. I'm just trying to find my. For whatever reason, I don't have my. Don't have my character sheet where I put it. So.
Well, you start with a D20.
I just don't know what my will is. I think it's
I
a
don't
4.
care.
Pretty sure it's a 4.
If only we had a set of organized folders where you could find such things.
12. Ugh, I didn't do very good.
Are you sure it's 4?
I'm looking at them now. I'm super good at this. There we go. It is
-1.
4. 3. So -1.
So 11?
Yep.
For you, as you look over it, and you see Miller kind of flipping through it quickly, maybe even looking a little disturbed. You are able to read some text in it, but because he's kind of flipping through it, you're having a bit of a hard time. If anything, it does seem like the book was bound completely out of order, because as he's flipping through the book, you're seeing areas in the beginning that relate to things later on, but in different order. It looks like it maybe was a journal of some sort. Give me a perception check.
All right.
It's okay, you're not Brawl.
Mine is at perception 3. 7.
Are you sure about that, Nick?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure anymore.
Yeah, so you're not actually, like, even flipping through it, you're having a hard time making any sort of coherent dialogue or thread through the book. The book itself, as you kind of are watching Miller flip through it, the cover is made out of some sort of dried organic material, maybe some sort of leather or some sort of skin. But as you kind of see him flipping through it, and he's getting aggressive as he gets towards the end, and you kind of just reach out and you touch it. The skin is not very thick; it's stretched very tightly, and despite this, and despite how thin it is incredibly firm and resistant to your touch. Whatever creature this skin came off of would have had very, very hard time puncturing the skin. So that the fact that it was used as the covering of this book says something about the nature of it a little bit, in terms of whoever made it either had access to some really impressive materials or was able to get access themselves. However, between the two of you, and I do not know if Miller shares what he reads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did I see different things than Miller?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, you don't see the word Thune throughout it. As Miller looks up and tells you exactly what it says, you say, you don't see that at all. That's not quite there.
Yeah, that's not what it says at all. And it also appears to be written out of order, it seems. I can't make anything of it.
So, in other words, it's harmless. You guys tell the guy.
Well, the fact that you read completely different things than I did is quite disturbing, wouldn't you agree?
Not really. I mean, it might just be some illusion spell.
And, Seeker's like dark purple right now. His all of his circuits are glowing like dark purple, and like he's very inquisitive. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of it, but I know that it's not good.
Man, far be it from me to tell you what's magical and not. I'm a mechanic, not a magician.
I mean, a magician, Michael. Anyways,
I did that for you. You
Yes.
mentioned Arrested Development.
I did. Well, I mean, it did drive a camera to take up necromancy. That's not the best thing. I may not be very streetwise or wise at all, but I do know when things are not very good. That's why I'm kind of worried about giving it to the magistrate.
Well, good luck telling the rest of the
We can't
guys.
figure this out.
Pretty sure all of us could use the payday.
Yes. Well,
Miller,
listen.
as Seeker is trying to get a better look at the book, he tries to pull it from your hands. Could I have you make me another will save?
Oh, wonderful. This +1. God damn it. A 6.
Fun stuff's happening.
Why are you trying to take his precious?
You are pretty sure if he does take that book from you, you're going to die.
Ah,
That's just the feeling and the thoughts that go through your head. And they are so overpowering that you are not physically able to give up the book by choice.
all right. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, you might have a point. We might have something going on here. Something wrong.
what's the matter?
I'm pretty sure that if I give this to you, I will die. He kind of just like says it questioningly because he's very, very much confused with this whole situation.
Well, that would not be good. Why do you think
Yeah.
that?
Might have something to do with the magician stuff that's going on in this book.
Can you let go of the book? I won't take it. I will not take it. Can you let go of it?
Can I let it go?
You asking the GM?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
No.
You hold it out as if you're going to just drop it onto the deck, and you tell your fingers to release it. You tell them
Release fingers.
And
Release.
You didn't have to say it out loud.
I'm trying to release fingers.
Instead, your clawed Yosoki hands just start to try and dig into the cover tighter, absolutely becoming rigid and locking around the book.
Spoop. Well, I just fucked up. Spoop.
All right. Well. Seeker's kind of getting more erratic. We'll figure this out. We'll figure something out. This isn't okay. Okay. How about? Okay, I've got it. Just stay there for a second. Stay there.
Yes, wait.
Now,
I got an idea. I got a spell gem in my pack. We picked it up on the ship. Remove less a condition. Maybe this is a condition. Is this a condition?
would I know?
Have a condition.
Would I know?
Seeker would be aware that is not what the spell gem is attempting to accomplish.
Okay. I don't think that would work, Miller. I don't think it will work. Okay. I don't think it will work. Okay. Calm down. Okay. Now hold your hand out. Just hold your hand out with the book. I'm gonna try something. Hold your hand out with the book.
Miller, you are able to extend your palm with the book flat on it as if you are delivering a food tray, and you have no problem. You keep the book very carefully balanced, but it's within your possession. You're having no issues with this.
Okay. I'm going to just try this really quick. I'm going to use a psychokinetic hand and pick it up. Not with my hands, with magic.
I understand. You lift the book immediately from Miller's hand
and move it across, move it away from him entirely.
Miller, make a will save.
11.
Please a 1. Oh.
You have the as it comes away, the voice, the pressure, the resounding echo of Thune fades as if it was never there, and you're not really sure why you couldn't let go of the book, but that was pretty silly, wasn't it?
It's pretty silly. Yeah, so anyway, we should probably get this out of our possession as quickly as possible.
But to who? Who can we trust with this?
Who cares? The magistrate, he'll pay us. He'll pay us to take that off our hands. Oh, actually, oh man, I could have used this. Oh, it even looks leather bound. Ah, man. Look at it. Look at it.
It does. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I will say the book in question is not quite as neatly covered in leather. The leather is a little misshapen.
I'm going to see if I can make sense of it just a little bit more now that I can look at it more. Using psychokinetic hand. Putting it back on like a table or something and opening it with that, not touching it.
You put it back on the empty blue star crate. Please don't sue.
So did you? Could I like give it a little bit better of a look now that Miller's not flipping through it frantically?
Sure. Yeah. How long do you spend looking at it?
Not too long. More like just 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, you read a couple of the first couple pages, and you're very certain. Not only was it bound out of order, there's actually no coherence in terms of timeline or order of thoughts from page to page. It does seem to be a journal, but there, like on the same page, you might have years scrawled into it. And maybe when you read a little bit further in, over the couple minutes, you might see something that looks like it's a direct continuation of something you read on the first line. Hard to say. Could just be a coincidence, but very much this book is a jumble, and it's not just the binding.
What kind of stuff does the journal say? Like, is there anything coherent at all?
To you, it sounds more like madness. You literally are just getting, it's effectively like you're looking at a word search more than you are any sort of content. And it covers a volume of words because it is someone's like very detailed journal.
What language?
That's a good question. I'm gonna go with common. Common's been around long enough. Yeah, common's fine.
Just in case, I'm going to cast comprehend language.
Sure.
Just see what happens. It just means I can comprehend pretty much any language. I don't know if that changes what it says at all in terms of like being able to understand it. Like if it's like a magical, I know if it's magical writing, I can't really comprehend that because it's made to, made to be weird, I guess. But
Seeker tries it anyways, and make a will save.
okay. Let's go with this +3. 9. Ugh, that sucks.
Thune is Thune, and Thune is all. Every single page you flip through after you've tried to use comprehend languages on it.
Okay. I think I hear something not so good.
Yeah.
Maybe I should stop reading this. I'm going to stop reading this.
Yeah. Because you're not touching it. You are flipping through the pages, though, huh? Yeah.
Not with my physical hands.
You're well. Were you not ever using your physical hand?
Nope, never.
Okay. No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're able to leave the book.
This is above us.
Yeah.
Pretty sure this is above us.
Yeah. That's why we should just give it to the magistrate, get paid, and forget about it.
We'll talk about it. How about that?
All right.
I'll hold on to it for now because I can carry it without having to touch it.
All right.
That's a serious, like, we'll put it somewhere. Where should we put this?
Why don't we put it with those old DVDs that
No one will find it there.
Exactly. I mean, nobody's ever gonna go through those.
No, I don't know.
We go and hide it within those DVDs.
Yeah, you guys have no problem. The escape pod now contains Rye's collection of archival footage and personal viewing, and now a book, a leather-bound book that may be somewhat magical.
I thought that was a joke.
No, it's pretty safe and it's neutral.
It is. It's very safe and neutral.
Oh yeah, with not Sob on the ship, it's super safe.
I hope it gets jettisoned.
I still think I should hold on to it just in case. I mean,
you wouldn't know it got jettisoned, and it would be pretty easy to pick up.
It's also true. I'm going to say it's in the neutral place for now because Miller doesn't want you to have it as much as he doesn't want to have it. Miller, other than the book, did you have anything you wanted to cover and be snappy about it?
Pass.
Sold. I'm going to go to Brawl, and then I'll double back to Seeker if there's anything other than the book Seeker wants. But we're going to go with Brawl right now.
Very little.
Do I have any messages from the Fight Club?
What was the message you were expecting from them? Was it the next location?
Yes.
You get a general message over the days that you were traveling, and it looks like it was sent like a carbon copy all kind of thing. It doesn't seem to be specifically targeting Brawl.
Mm-hmm.
And it just reads, next meet canceled. Things are getting a little hectic on the station. We'll follow up as soon as possible. Keep on fighting.
Okay. So with that information, a little bit disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Brawl approaches Rye. Hey, Rye. You know, this whole acting thing that trying to teach me, I think I might have found the role for you. But I'm not sure it's a solid lead yet. You got to give me some time, but I might have something for you.
No, out of character. Do you actually want me to respond, or do you want me to do it the way I had mine, where I just talked and I just kind of...
You can respond.
Okay. What am I doing in this scene when you approach me?
Well, what are you doing in this scene?
Mm-hmm. Set the scene.
Set the scene. Okay. I'd say you'd be just finishing up one of your amazing lasers and liches streams.
Okay.
That's the name of it, right? Lasers and liches.
So I'm.
I can't remember the order now. I'll Google it while you guys do it.
So I'm. I'll be at my console, and I'm sweating, and I have an energy drink can to the right of me, and the clothes I'm wearing are slick across my back with just a sweat, and I'm just hunched over, looking like so much Gollum. I'm like, yes, fine, acting. What do you mean? All this lag is terrible. And I just start screaming, hacks. And
It is lasers and liches, yes.
And I'm mostly just like not with it fully. I'm like, yes, I'll find you a role. Click.
No, buddy. I think I found a role for you.
Click.
Hey.
Click.
Right. I place a hand on his shoulder.
I just as soon as that happens, just coincidentally, something terrible happens on screen, and my TPK on my team, and I just slowly turn towards him with a face of sheer horror, like.
That's the most viewed clip on the infosphere for the next week.
It's almost like a look of disgust, like if somebody were to walk in on me while I was streaming, just to.
Yeah. Your Soki friend walks in on popular streamer. Does not go well. All right. Brawl, anything else other than trying to get him to join Fight Club?
Nope.
What you're trying to do?
Of course it
Yep.
was. Of course it was.
So I will, after a few minutes, I say, okay, I usually like to research my roles a bit, but this is, I suppose, a form of research. Okay.
You might want to look into some of your favorite action stars as motivation. Certainly not me.
I just clap him on the shoulder. Of course, not you.
All right, perfect. I'm sad Pat didn't catch that, but that's okay. I caught it for you, Nick.
Legitimately did not.
Sorry if I spoiled it then.
No, I'd much.
A little bit.
Sorry, I thought you were being very obvious about it. I didn't think this was.
I thought I was too, but if he had no idea, I was just willing to roll with it.
All right, my bad.
Attention span.
No, GM ruined it. That's fine. He'll come back to it. I think that'll be a funny scene, so I'm looking forward to it. Anything else, bro?
That'll do.
Done. Seeker.
Seeker will be attempting to show Stevithan the wonders of programming holograms in the science room. All those maps and things that we use. Just teach him how to make some pretty colors and things. Just rudimentary, really.
He's a quick study. Every term he uses is slightly off. Like, he uses things like glowy bits and shiny parts and, things that are physically describing but not using technical terms. But otherwise, he
Seeker likes that.
Yeah, perfect. And you, honestly, you probably connect with his language pretty quickly, and you probably feed into it. He's never going to be classically trained. However, functional.
Mm-hmm. Every time he comes up with a shiny bits or something, I give him something even higher, something even more it's not just a shiny bit, it's a shine-tacular specimen of whatever,
He works those all into his vernacular.
Good, he should.
Shine-tacular.
We're gonna have to work that into an actual...
Shine-tacular is better than shiny bit.
It is.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Just saying.
Shiny bits. All right. Anything else you wanted to do?
Nope, that's it.
Perfect. Brawl, I saw that you... not Brawl, sorry. Miller, you had messaged me on Hangouts.
Yeah.
That's something you wanted to do?
Oh, yeah.
Say it.
So I want to use the UPBs to create a gun. All right. I don't... so what is it, an engineering check?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Then it is... engineering is a 31. So.
Nice.
Describe your killing device.
So, Miller spends several days constructing this static arc pistol. This thing is it's a small arm. You kind of just put like the UPVs together, and he had a single design in mind. And after creating this fantastic weapon, he messages out to Rye's personal room. Hey Rye, can you meet me down in the what is it, the room with the big star in it, the Starbox? What is that room?
Blue Starbox room, cargo bay.
Cargo bay. Can you meet me out in the cargo bay?
Uh-huh.
All right. So Miller runs down there because he's really, really excited.
I suppose I will saunter on in. What would I have? Yeah, I'll just still be in the clothing that I had on before. When it's the same day, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just walk. No.
Span of 5 days. It actually probably takes Miller about 2 days to put this together.
Okay, then I walk in with the same clothes.
All right.
I'm a little bit rank.
Nice. Captain, I made you something. Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Take this. He hands over the gun. Don't look down the barrel. It's a functioning gun.
Is this a prop?
No. In fact, I set up some targets down there at the end for you. I want you to fire away.
Just any
of the targets.
Any away? Oh, targets.
The targets.
Sure. God, this is going to be just as bad. Oh, I don't know if this gun will have any different.
Just fire.
Just
Straight up D20 is fine for now.
So nothing fires off because he just wanted you to fire the gun. He just kind of turned off the safety's on essentially. However, a loud "I am so handsome" in Rye's voice fills the room.
I clutch it close to my chest. I love it.
Fire it again.
All right, I will. And he points it away. Is the safety still off?
The safety is still off, yeah.
Or on?
On.
Gun safety, kids.
The safety's still on. Did I say it's off? It's on.
I attempt to pull
the gun's off.
He pulls the trigger and...
I am the most handsomest of all.
Not a word I'd use, but I appreciate the sentiment.
I mean, I recorded all this from you. I have a recording of everybody here on my data pad.
I just look at him kind of skeeved out, just... Uh-huh.
This actually skeeves you out enough you accidentally pull the trigger while it's aiming at your foot, and it just says, "Yeehaw!" Bringing it back, y'all.
There you go, Captain. I hope you feel a little better.
All right.
For your information, it is a static arc pistol.
I gotta find a place to... I don't have any spells known. I'll put it in that static arc pistol.
Yep. The critical is arc 2. You're gonna have to look that up. 20 charges, and it uses 2 charges every time you fire.
On a critical, it'll hit, I think, 2 other people is what the arc.
Okay. Special is stun. So you can set it to stun instead of lethal.
Gotcha.
I think I'll double check that, but
we'll double check it. Do you know what page that's on?
That is on 173.
I'll look it up later.
For that, I'm going to say you guys have wrapped up your 5 days of escapades, which took a whole hour longer than I needed it to, but that's okay. You guys flying through space in the Indecision, your slightly gaudily painted ship title reflecting the starlights as you skate past the dark form of Revel, the planet that you almost cannot see without actually actively looking for it, on your way to Pyramid Station Alpha. it's not too long before you kind of crest over the darkened orb sphere, however you want to call the planet, and the 10 domes, the interconnected domes that make up Pyramid Station Alpha, all arrayed before you, as are about a dozen Border Space Union warships positioned around the station. These are active military vessels. These do not look to be associated with the Academy, and they are not a normal feature. Before anyone panics, Zero does mention that the heightened security on the station has been mentioned a number of times in the infosphere. Nothing specifically antagonistic about it, and they're not looking for the indecision. But it does appear that Pyramid Station Alpha does have a couple new visitors, so to speak. As you guys approach Pyramid Station Alpha, I'll remember for you that you have all decided, and has been decided for you, that Industrial Dome 2, the dome you departed from the last time you left the station, is no longer a viable berth for your ship or your crew, mostly due to deteriorating relations with Dranar Half-Orc. Now, Zero also knows that Dranar Half-Orc hasn't been seen around, so maybe you guys have the option there. Alternatively, you could dock with Industrial Dome 1, has a very similar docking setup. This one not actively run by any criminal or gangsters that you guys are aware of. The only other docks that would be traditionally available to you guys would be Factory Dome 1. All of these 3 domes in the bottom tier. However, Factory Dome 1 usually is only for transport ships, import, export, things along those nature. Those would be working ships. Those are your 3 options on how you gain access to Pyramid Station Alpha, and I'm going to leave it up to you guys as to which you choose.
All right. Do we know which one would be the most inconspicuous?
Absolutely Industrial Dome 1.
Well, my vote at that matters.
Isn't that the same one? Isn't that
No, you
Dranar?
guys departed from 2.
Oh, 2. Okay. Yep.
I'd be down for 1.
You didn't just say that or anything.
I did.
You know?
I absolutely did.
Yeah. Totally
Can we
did.
ask them, when they ask about our cargo, though, what are we going to say, especially if they wish to inspect us?
We don't have cargo.
We have some
The
DVD.
chances are they'll still wish to inspect us.
Is that accurate?
Kind of do have a little bit of cargo, but nothing that we're like selling. I mean,
I mean,
that's
they'll be looking at a bunch of old DVDs.
We do have.
in the book.
We were on a mission from. Oh no, that the correct.
Confidential stuff that we're not supposed to tell people?
Secret mission, wasn't it? Yeah.
We never fully talked about that either, did we, everybody?
Nope.
What do you mean?
We never
Well,
talked about what we were going to do with the book.
yes, that.
Is this? Are we all together
I don't-
discussing this right now.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
guys
if
are
we
chatting
told you.
in the- you're all in the cockpit area.
I don't know if we told you, but the book is I think it's
Haunted.
evil.
It's haunted.
Oh, good.
It's a little haunted.
Yeah, we should probably get rid of it as quickly as possible. So I vote give it to the magistrate.
Just so happens I know the guy.
Yeah, look at that.
Well,
So-
Captain,
Just
Can I
a
just-
warning.
can I just
This book is clearly highly illegal as far as the Border Space Union is concerned, and with their increased security, just bringing it to him will be a risk.
what are?
That's also true.
How long does the hall pass last? Was it just like a one visit thing, or?
So
So
you
your
get a
original
permanent-
hall pass, the pass that got you guys access to the upper domes, that was originally, I believe, a 2-day pass. However, due to his relationship with Chimera, Raish was able to get a permanent hall pass under the offices of Raish Oren LLC.
Can't we dock our ship in whatever dome that was? I don't.
Central Dome does not have a dock.
Okay, never mind.
The domes aren't built traditionally with docks. Those were all added on after, and it was only really there might be some private ways to access the upper domes that would require like a residence and a significant amount of wealth. Really, the only active docks are on the bottom tier of Pyramid Station Alpha.
Is there a way that we could just put the ship in orbit around Pyramid Station Alpha and kind of like spacewalk down or something like that?
Yeah, if that didn't look like you guys are trying to avoid inspection while they have all their security vessels
Well,
literally
I get that.
posted
It's like,
outside of the station, yes.
What if people can't afford docking their spaceship?
That's something that's a little bit different.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just a little worried about the book. I don't know what else we could do with it, but if it can turn a camera into a necromancer, I don't want to know what it would do to a person.
Yeah, that's why we get it off of our
Right,
ship.
do you think that Magister guy is a good guy?
I think he's a rich man.
That's exactly right.
I mean,
So
Just real quick,
you are all...
with it.
Hmm?
In the interest of truncating, party vote. Bring the book to the magistrate. Don't bring the book. So first one, bring it. Who wants to bring the book to the magistrate? I've got 3 confirmed votes,
that's
which
it.
means that is the party answer. Seeker, if you wish to sabotage it, I will allow you to do some sneaky stuff. But you have to say when you feel the appropriate time is. Sound good?
Okay, I don't
If
think
you
I'm
feel
gonna be
as
sabotaging
motivated
it
as that. I suspect
unless
you don't.
Zero is in on it.
Like, out of character, I fully expect this to be...
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna blow up in all of our faces, of course.
Which I find funny because, I mean, when we first talked to the magistrate, I gave him not classified, but information, trusting him for no reason. It's more that I just don't trust this book.
Mhm.
And I don't think it's
I
a
totally
good
see
idea.
where you're coming from. That's
Yeah,
fair.
but any illusion that that Rai is a good-oriented person, he's not a bad person, but he's not a goody two-shoes. He does whatever he needs to do.
Actually, thinking about it, might I remind you that there were zombies, weren't there?
Enough of that. Zero,
I got
I'm giving you this option. You are the one who's aware of the security. You're the one with some concerns that I think would be relevant. Do you want to do anything with the book in particular if you're worried about a search?
So, besides the book, I was also going to jettison the Blue Star container.
The Blue Star Corporation crate wouldn't be illegal goods or salvage or anything like that. That wouldn't really draw any attention.
We already got what's out of it in it, anyways.
Also, yeah, it's completely empty. So there's, again,
Right,
not
I was
unusual to see a
thinking
Blue Star
more-
crate.
They might associate the Blue Star crate with this ship and then look more into the ship, is what I was thinking.
I don't think that's really a problem. Worst case, you guys can deface any markings for Blue Sun, a Blue Star. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
If we jettison stuff near the station, would that be picked up at all? Like,
We can canonically say you guys have this conversation a day earlier and jettison it a day earlier. I don't care about that.
No. Well, what I'm saying is, what if we jettison it into Dead Dome? Yeah, there's a big old hole in it. You just kind of do a flyby, jettison into it, pick it up. I got a direct route there. Maybe
I
put a
like
little-
the plan, but as you guys are kind of approaching the station, there does appear to be smaller security vessels actually entering in and out of Dead Dome.
Cool. All right.
It was a good thought.
Mm-hmm.
What about...
Have we found any types of hidden compartments or anything along those lines here throughout the...
Yeah, you're able to get into. I mean, again, you have a reasonable expectation of what their search. Like, if a standard search came through, they're not going to pull out like the
White glove
floor or any like ceiling tiles or anything. No, I mean, you're able to definitely find a hidey hole nook in the ship. It's not going to be that difficult.
Yeah, I would definitely look for something like that.
I'll put it in there with my powers, my magic powers.
Alternatively, we could just call out the magistrate. I'm sure he has a way to meet us out in space. We don't even
very
have to
good
mention
point.
anything about the book.
You could call the magistrate.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Valid idea.
The only news I believe I heard about the magistrate would have been the affair scandal.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Which I don't
See
think.
the links, Rye.
Okay.
I don't
so
think
did
you'd care.
forward
Just
that
say.
story to me.
No, I said I sent it to you.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I heard you right. Dustin, what is the implication in that story again? I know you mentioned it briefly.
No,
It
it's okay.
was,
They're wondering at what the connection is between a married
Chimera
woman.
and Raishorin LLC. That was the
Did it
headline.
say-
You've already seen this more or less headline. This was just a derivative of this. You saw this headline, I think, even before your meeting with the magistrate. So
Yeah, as we were watching.
nothing new for you.
Okay. And then it didn't mention where the rumors came from or anything, like what sparked the.
Nope. Just it's the same picture of you and from different angles walking out of the building. Their house.
Okay.
And
he knew I
to
was there, so
speed
that's
these things along, guys, the book is hidden. You guys tuck it in a drop panel that you guys find in a section. You know what? You guys find like a little hollow area of the communications array that your new scientist friend disabled. You tuck it in there with just a jumble of dead wires now.
I call Alden Stoyer.
Yeah, sure. You give Alden Stoyer a call. He doesn't accept direct calls, so you get the like his office staff person.
Assuming it wasn't implied, we make sure that it's encrypted. The call, make sure it's encrypted so that the border spacing unit can't pick it up.
Make me a computer check, whoever's encrypting it.
Okay, so this is how you encrypt a communication stuff.
I attempt to assist.
23.
25
All right.
altogether.
So you guys have the call go through. His office person picks up. It's not. I think you had a female Lashunta in there the first time. This is a different Lashunta, still Demaya, so thin, gender not obvious. And they answer, and they look a little harassed, actually. They look a little kind of, maybe hair's a little out of place. You see a little bit of slight beginnings of bags under their eyes. And they say, Magistrate Stoyer's office, how may I help you?
You seem tired.
Great, I haven't heard that one before today. Before I hang up, would you like me to take a message?
Well, I would like to speak with my friend, the magistrate.
Oh, is that why you called the magistrate's office? I am blown away. Please tell me more. The face just keeps getting closer to the vid screen. I am all antenna and ears right now.
Sure, no problem at all. You see, my name is Reich Oren, and yes, that right. And I just go off in a spiel talking about my acting career and how he's my patron and yada yada yada, and it just trails on and on and on.
Yeah, the call ends about halfway through it.
So, Stevithan, this is why we encrypt our communications, because that was very embarrassing, and we don't want people to see that.
He must have had problem with the line.
You guys are pretty sure the magistrate's office is pretty busy, and calling is not going to be your best avenue. However, there didn't seem to be any problems with the magistrate's office other than being busy. So you guys still are reasonably sure you could get there fine. Again, the security is your only concern, but you guys don't have to, just to be clear, like it's not like the only time you have is now to rush to Alden Stoyer's office with the book. You guys can have a walk without the book while it's tucked away nicely in your ship, and then see how it goes. So please just continue on with a standard process.
Why don't we bring him to the ship? Why don't we invite him on the ship?
You guys are small fries.
To land us in Industrial 1.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. As you guys approach Industrial 1, you are hailed by Dock Control and the familiar voice of Patrick, the dock controller, pops up.
Oh, he's in Industrial 1?
He was in Industrial 2, and then you guys kind of had him try to leave. Hey, folks, this is Patrick, the dock controller. How can I help y'all? Holy spoop! It's the indecision. Oh, that is so good. Archie, he looks around on the vid screen. Archie has me here specifically waiting for you guys, and then I can go back up to Central Dome, which, by the way, best trip I have ever had. I was so impressed. They immediately knew the name Reich Oren LLC. Oh, I felt like such a bigwig. Come on in, guys. I've got you guys are all cleared. Don't mind the crowds. Come on in.
I just cover the microphone. I did that. That was me. Just
You hear your gun. I did that.
Ask him about the crowds.
Miller, Chris, I think you need to write down sayings from him.
Yeah.
Every time like just keep it like a running track. All right.
so Patrick, on the other
Ask
hand,
him about the crowds.
he says out loud,
Oh, asking him about the crowds. I can't really talk about that right now. This office isn't quite as empty as my last one. Just don't worry about the crowds, all right, guys? Come on down.
all right.
Come on down.
You guys are successfully able to dock the ship. Unlike the last few times, though, you guys aren't in the dock alone. The Indecision is not the only ship taking up space in this docking area. There are a bunch of other ships, and around each of them, as you guys kind of pull in through the viewports, you can see every ship has a little small cluster of people around it. Too far away until you guys get out of the ship to really say, but it's a bustling dock area. Before you get into the main, like the docking hallway, this is like where ships enter and exit in different partitions. You guys pull in, you get into your own little partitioned area, which will then open up into this area where you saw people kind of hanging out. And do you guys have any issues, anything you need to do before you get off the ship?
I'm ready to rejoin somebody.
I'm going to also hide the
DVD is a good
stuff I
idea.
got from Beta, the illegal goods.
Sure. Yeah, you're hanging it all up in that communication array that's now useless. Rex kind of turns up. I'm going to stay on the ship, guys. I hope you don't mind. I have no interest in leaving.
Not a problem.
Fine. I expected it.
Fairly certain I remember you couldn't leave in the first place.
I haven't decided if that's true yet.
You haven't decided or you can't.
I haven't decided that yet either. Why so many questions? What is this? And he just quickly rolls off. Not up with me. Stivathan comes up and says, "Actually, guys, I would like to maybe go do some shopping on the side if you wouldn't mind. I'd love to see what a real civilized area has to offer."
I clap.
Do you have
Stevathan,
money?
or Stevathan, on the back, and I say, "Welcome to PyStAl, where Reich Oren is a star. I came from here. Well, you already know all that. I will bring you around to all my old stops, but for now, just go out there and have a blast."
Just before you go out there, don't mention where you're from. You know, don't mention Revel. Don't mention how you got here. You know what? Just don't mention us.
You're
No
from
problem, guys. I can definitely do that. And Zero, I don't have any credits, but I have things of value. I brought some of my stock. Please, I wouldn't go anywhere completely penniless. Don't worry about it.
I hand him 10 credits.
Yeah, you pass him a cred stick with 10 credits on it, and the awestruck that already comes over his face whenever he does talk to you becomes reverence. In that one moment, you may have ascended to godhood for this one individual.
I just
And
bought him a bowl of soup.
he's gonna kind of like, he's like now like holding this credit stick like, I can never spend this credit stick ever. And he actually, as you guys leave, he walks on ahead and he kind of like gets lost in the crowds very quickly, because as you guys leave your bay, your partition, you walk out, and all throughout this docking bay, you see it's populous, and these all seem to be crews from each of the ships. They all either have common flight attire, or they all seem to be like close-knit groups, and they're all kind of hanging out by their partitions. Could I get perception checks from everyone? This large dock area kind of funnels down as you get into the hallway that'll eventually lead you to the main thoroughfare through.
I don't believe it.
Question: Are these little blips I'm hearing from Roll20 going to be picked up in the audio?
Nope, I am not. They're not on mine.
Okay,
So-
they were in some of the earlier episodes and they drove me
Yes.
mad. All right,
Not anymore.
there are species abound. You see some Vesk, which stand out to you guys a little bit. You see Dragonkin that you're now familiar with. There are halflings and gnomes and dwarves, and there are Kasatha, there are Lashunta, there are Yosoki. It is, again, melting pot, and this is one of the main areas where people all funnel through into Pyramid Station Alpha. It's always loud, always a buzz. It's just this time it's in like an area like behind the hallway, and you're not used to there being such crowding where the actual ships are berthed. Now going to, I'm assuming Nick rolled a 20 or something.
Yep.
I rolled a 20.
All right.
Perception.
I do want to mention that Miller is just kind of going around and Willie, high fives. Blugnars, how's all the Blugnars? Yeah, keep it going. Chili B, yeah, buddy.
Why do you sound like Rick from Rick and Morty at a party? This is awful.
That's exactly how I'm trying.
He's coming up with words.
Yeah.
Who rolled higher than a 20? 20 or higher.
Damn.
3.
Zero, Miller, and Brawl.
25 total.
0, Miller, and Brawl notice that with all of this motion and kind of activity, there is what appears to be a figure cloaked in almost rags, leaning against the wall towards the actual exit, towards the bigger hallway that this dock is a part of. And they kind of look like what's called a wanderer on Pyramid Station Alpha, and that's just their way of saying a homeless person. The only reason why that draws your attention is because a homeless person wouldn't be in the docks. They don't have a ship, they don't have business here, and they would be generally kept out by security pretty severely. So it's something that's a little out of the normal for you guys, and it is somewhere you are going to pass by, just so you guys are aware. Who rolled 15 or higher? Just the same 3?
I also did.
Okay, you guys are kind of listening in because you were you're interested in why there are so many people clustered in these areas, and it seems like from the few crews you guys walk by or can hear and just kind of pick things up, you do see or hear repeated complaints about their drift engines. It seems like maybe even station-wide, something's happened to all the drift engines on the ship. They don't seem to be functioning. The ships themselves are fine. They're able to, ferry in and out of the station. But when they go to actually try to make their long-distance travel that connects Pyramid Station Alpha to the greater universe, they run into issues. So now the docks are crowded, and they're with people who are both very angry with the situation, confused, and with no outlet. This is from like a melting pot. It is now becoming a boiling pot. And this is not an area you probably want to stick in for too long. But it is something you guys do pick up. Anyone else who rolled a 10 or higher, though, notices that there is a large green-skinned figure making its way through the crowds at the dock from the entrance past the Wanderer. And they are pushing through the crowd almost like a shark directly towards the Indecision's berth.
Sharks push through crowds?
I will drop Sprox on Seeker if I have to.
Does this person look like a Dragonkin?
No. They look like they are probably orcish.
Oh, great.
Hard to say because they're not quite at you guys yet, but they're going to be in a few moments.
Miller hides behind Brawl.
As you guys are, you're actually a little bit taller than Brawl.
I am? Really?
Yeah, you are. You're a little bit taller, I believe. I think he's just wider.
Seeker also attempts to hide behind Brawl.
Seeker trying to use the Doshko, which does stand up to double Brawl's height off the side. Yeah, you guys are not. I mean, you can make a stealth check if you want.
I'm gonna.
But otherwise,
Nat 20 that. Nat 20.
You know what? I am gonna make a stealth check.
Okay.
That plus 6 is 23. So.
You crouch down, so you are not quite visible from someone approaching at that angle behind Brawl.
I got
So
a 21.
I attempt to blend into the crowd.
Okay, so you did you roll for me?
I did. I got a 21.
I got a 28 to blend into the crowd.
So Seeker 0. Zeker, like seeing this, immediately steps a couple like up to the side, joins one of these like grousing groups of starship crew, and slowly begins working his way like around the perimeter of that group. So he keeps an eye on the approaching orc, but is now, as far as anyone can tell, not a part of the Indecision's crew. Right? What are you doing with your?
Did you just call 0 Seeker?
Yeah. I did again. I did it twice. I'm so sorry. 0 sidles around these crowds and kind of blends into the crowd slowly but surely. Apologies.
Also said Zeker.
I can't wait for like the reveal that we actually are the same person.
Next up is Rai. You rolled for stealth.
I don't speak. You speak for both of us.
Yeah, that's fair. What are you stealthing for? What's the plan there?
Find out who he is to see if it's the orc. I'm assuming it is.
Oh, I know what you're doing. I need to know what Rai's doing with his stealth roll.
Because you said that there was. Is it an orc or a half orc?
Looks like it's probably orcish. It's bigger.
It's bigger than the half orc.
Yeah.
And you said he was walking towards.
The Indecision's birth.
Towards the crew or towards the ship? I don't.
It's one and the same at this exact moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Rai does nothing, and Brawl stands there also doing nothing because you guys don't really have any real concerns. While Miller kind of like poses behind Brawl and holds it. And as the crowds disperse, an orc who is easily pushing 7 feet tall and looks to be made of, if not pure muscle, at least mostly muscle. This is, in addition to already being a traditionally warlike species, definitively a warrior. The only hair on his head is knotted into kind of like a top knot that goes down back. There is 3 scars going down across his right eye, old, faded, and he stands and looms over Seeker. Not Seeker. Seeker's I guess kind of behind. He looms over Rai and Brawl, and then by assumption Seeker as well. And in a deep guttural voice, he's wearing in terms of clothes, he's wearing mostly like almost like combat fatigues. It's out of style, very much out of style, and they don't seem super functional. He relies more on his physicality, but he does have at least some basic dark clothing on him that helps him blend into crowds, maybe, except for his size. And looks at Rai, looks at a data pad he's got attached to his wrist, and he says, "You're Raish Oren, Captain of the Indecision."
From my pants, you hear, "Yeehaw!"
Out of context, that's going to be a great clip.
You're welcome.
Do you guys respond to the orc?
I say,
Do we recognize him?
0, as you're kind of permitting the crowd. Not that this helps Rai at all. Oh yeah, you 100% recognize him. This is Narcoon. This is Jernar's father.
So Miller definitely recognizes him?
Miller's hiding, and if he wants to remain stealth behind his chosen hiding object, looking out is not advised.
Okay.
I never saw.
I messaged everybody.
His father. Did it ever show up in any of the papers that I read?
Suspiciously not.
Okay. Then I have no reason to hide from him besides my incredible fear. So I hear his booming voice and put a hand on my hip, and I look up with a stern face, and I try to get a deeper voice. Yeah.
You are terrified.
Yes. I I am he.
You're short a couple of your crew. I brought some of my friends, and from behind his girth, you see two more figures step out. One is a human, very much you recognize the dress. This is someone who gets paid to fight. This is some of the seedier elements that you don't normally see necessarily in Industrial 1. You would expect something like this in Industrial 2, where thugs and brigands kind of make their home on the station. But these guys are dressed for a fight, and they're spoiling for a fight. And on the other side of the flank is a half-orc, not Dranar, but just another half-orc. Again, dressed in the same style of Narkun, which is to say very much bland, basic, and business oriented, and that business is causing others pain. Narkun looms over you further. I was hoping to meet the rest of your friends as well.
Miller steps out from behind Brawl and goes, "Why, yes, I am a businessman." Spit.
Very liberal use of the term business on his end, I guess. He's as much of a businessman as I am an artist, I guess.
He pulls one of his large fingers, larger probably than most of Miller's forearm, points at the small Yosoki. I recognize you. You might have thought I was sleeping.
You're welcome.
I saw everything. They had me on ice for years. I should be thanking you for this freedom. But I've got one more thing I need from you. I'm going to take some more freedom. And I'm taking your ship.
So I just I put a hand on. I try to reach for his shoulder, and I realize it's not happening. So I elbow gently but firmly, and I say, "Oh, see, that's where things are not going to happen."
His like trash can sized hand closes on your throat so that it stifles any further words. And he pulls out like the most vicious looking metal knife you guys have seen. Like you use like energy cutters. This is like not archaic, but it's an archaic design. Look like it is supposed to hurt. And as he does this, from behind him, and Zero witnesses this with another view, a figure also kind of departs from the crowd behind them, puts one hand in between the human and the tall orc, and two red beams of energy ignite from this hand and pierce into both the orc's chest and the human's head, dropping them to the floor. The figure pulls its fist back, readies 3 of its other fists as it looks at the remaining half-orc. And the half-orc, stunned, looks over at his fallen companions after hearing the audible thud. The station around you goes silent. The half-orc looks over, fear, all the whites of his eyes. Oh no, it's the Vermilion blur, and he bolts from. He just done. He drops whatever knife he was hoping to maybe do some damage with, and he just runs.
Clarification: half orc or orc?
This is the half orc that's running. The orc has fallen to the ground, pierced through the heart.
You're to blame.
The hand instead of crushing you with its death grip, does have a moment of surprise, flexes open. Your feet, which you weren't sure left the ground, find the ground again as that corpse falls.
Question: how close was my face to his chest?
He was actually probably holding you closer to face.
Okay.
Your face is fine. The figure standing before you is a moderately tall, I'd say no more than maybe pushing 6 feet. I actually don't know the normal height for Kasatha. I'll have to look that up. It is a slim, slender Kasatha wearing a pale red armor, and the blade is, I guess, more of a vermilion if you had to pick a color for it. And it fades back into its hand, which releases a mote that flies, begins orbiting kind of behind the Kasatha. and with its 4 arms, it kind of stands 2 hands on like its waist, and the other hands kind of cross loosely at its waist, and it says, its face is covered in like the hidden armor mask, which is a standard mask, and it says, "There's no need to be alarmed," and he motions to the crowds and says, "Carry on."
I during this commotion, before he speaks, I'm just coughing, trying to regain my breath, and hating myself for not immediately deploying the I can breathe in anything.
Don't need to breathe. Yeah, that's fair.
And I just, in my coughing fit, I just slap repeatedly, not hard, but slap repeatedly the side of Miller. If that's your friend, you do better for it.
Not my friend, but I'm glad that some of my problems just kind of take care of themselves. Thank you, friend. Hopefully, you're a friend.
No. The friend I meant the.
I'm addressing the Crimson. What's his face?
Vermilion Blur.
The Crimson. I was gonna say Crimson Blur.
Crimson Chin.
Well, I already have the Crimson Tri-Blade, so I had to switch up the color.
Vermilion Blur.
At the Vermilion. You superhero.
No, that is a moniker the trash of this station applied to me, because they found one amidst them that won't put up with their savagery. Please, may we retire to a slightly more private area? Just inside your berth, please. I don't have long.
Why does everyone keep calling it a berth?
That's where you dock a ship.
Don't mind him. Don't mind him. Come on, let's go talk.
He's a new captain.
You
As
guys.
we walk back, I mentioned I could hide just as many people behind me as he could behind him.
Miller kind of flicks the little ion stone on Rye, the mix, so he can breathe. There you go, buddy.
That's surprisingly effective.
High five.
You guys kind of retire into the just right outside your ship. It's not super private, but it's private enough for this person.
Zero rejoins.
Perfect. Zero comes in from behind, and the Kasatha nods at you, nonplussed at your sudden appearance, and it removes its mask and kind of like lets it hang off of its suit. And you guys have actually met this figure before, not on stream. So, in terms of a little bit of a backstory, this is the Kasatha that you guys know is the High Inquisitor for the Border Space Union military. His name is Tamnel Har, and he's the one who was in charge of your interrogations after the Infinitum incident. He's also the one that cleared you guys in terms of just leaving the academy. He was basically the last contact you guys had in the Border Space Union, and he met with each of you individually.
Yes.
With these interviews.
Oh, Mr. Tamnel. Did the custodians have a good time getting removing my gum from that grate? Just.
I left before they even attempted.
Those poor guys.
I didn't want to watch that any more than I had to.
Yeah, that was an experiment of mine. It didn't really pan out too well.
Miller, I have already heard enough of your experiments for one lifetime. Please, for just a moment. And before Rye, who gets like a glint in his eye, oh, he's actually got an extra hand. He's got 4 of them. I need a moment of your time. Things are becoming dire. I fully believed your innocence in the Infinitum incident, so much so that I further investigated it, because the nature around your expulsion from the school and then apparently being swept under the rug, none of it felt right. I hired the Investigator C, a foreign element to Pyramid Station Alpha, to try and find some more information. Wasn't here for more than a couple of weeks before he went missing. I have not been able to get contact with him. And then when I had heard your group, somehow a group again, left Pyramid Station Alpha, I immediately came, and I've been tracking for any hint of your arrival. This one, he nods at Narcoon's still kind of smoldering corpse. This one has been waiting outside of both docks, waiting for any recognition, any note of your crew. When I saw him rushing from Industrial 2, I knew I had found my quarry as well. I believe this one was paid off by either members of station security or possibly Border Space Union forces. There's going to be more attempts on your life. I have no doubt. And I believe you're going to be framed very soon for things you did not do.
Again.
I'm going to do what I can to help. Could I get a culture check from you guys while he's talking?
Absolutely.
Yes, you can.
I got a 20.
This plus 6. Not a lot.
6.
I am not trained, so I cannot use it.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Actually, Rye knows, and whether or not he shares or not. Rye, the name Har, the last name Har, the family name, finally rings a bell. And maybe it's been itching in the back of your head since your interrogation. Har is actually the family name for the Arch Chancellor, the leader of the Border Space Union. So likely this is a relative, and considering their high position in the Border Space Union, you would assume either maybe a brother, sibling, or possibly even a son or child. Either way, Tamnel Har is very likely related to the Border Space Union leadership.
Miller kind of speaks up. So, Mr. Tamnel Har here, why us? I mean, I appreciate the help. I honestly do. But why go out of your way to protect us? What are you getting out of it?
I believe the incident aboard the Infinitum was only the first of many transgressions, either from or against the Border Space Union. I cannot tell yet. I'm going to find out the answer, and I suspect I will need each and every one of you when that time comes. And that is actually what I've come to tell you. I'm going to reach out to you at some point. I'm going to need your assistance, because I think there's something terribly wrong with my beloved Border Space Union, and I need to fix it.
Yeah, they're a bunch of jerks.
Well, we've got plenty of information, I think, on that.
I honestly, truly do not have the time. This expanded security is as worrisome as everything else. Border Space Union presence on the station goes against the agreement set when Pyramid Station Alpha joined the partnership with the Border Space Union. I need to get to the bottom of this, but for whatever reason, I'm being stonewalled. Hence the mask, and hence the digging through the filth.
Zero immediately pulls up contact information or something with the ship and sends it to him.
Miller gives him a business card.
He holds out. He grabs the hand on his data pad. Another, he's checking it, and the third hand reaches out and palm open to Rye.
Right.
I think he assumed you were going to hand him an autograph.
Oh yeah. Okay, fair enough. I wasn't thinking. Yeah, he wrestles through for the nicest one he has and hands it over. This one, the R was clearly drawn on, but with some terrible facsimile to gold leaf I've attached to the R.
Perfect. He collects it. He shoves the two cards into a pocket, and he says, he looks around. I don't know how much time you have. I would recommend make whatever final connections you need on Pyramid Station Alpha, and then go on a vacation. I'll contact you when I have more. You may have luck even heading to Acadia. That may be the next stop for me as well. You guys would know this, but it hasn't come up in stream yet. Acadia is the home world, or the leadership world of the Border Space Union. Oh, sorry, it's Acadia, not Arcadia. It's Acadia. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my video games now. Acadia is the home world for the Border Space Union. And he says, "Best of luck. I will be in touch. I must depart." He closes up his mask, covering up his pallid white skin, and he sneaks off into the crowds and is quickly lost as you guys kind of file out of the docking bay area.
As soon as he is out of sight, Mill is checking out the orc's body. Is there anything on it?
Yeah, there's got that vicious knife. In terms of what it is, it's actually probably the most basic combat knife you can find. I don't know what that is in the book. However,
probably the same knife I have.
When you said vicious.
What's that?
I got so excited when you said vicious. I thought you meant like the add-on vicious.
No, no, not quite.
So
that's coming.
Survival knife.
Yeah, it's like a survival knife, except that it would, if anything, it has like a special effect where it inflicts bleeding. And it looks like it is meant to like intentionally not be a high caliber weapon. You can make the assumption that the orc liked to toy with his enemies. And he would use that for as long as humanly possible, or orcishly possible.
All right.
He also has a cred stick for, yeah, that one probably about, let's see, how many of there are? 5? 1,000 creds.
Nice.
And there's you see a quick note. It's actually scrawled out freehand, which is weird, but it's disposable, and it has the indecision, and it has all of your names. Like that's all it says on this little scratch pad.
Great. So this guy was gonna, kill us or take our ship for 1,000 credits. Great.
Not very thankful, was he?
Somebody sold us out.
I kicked the body out of frustration.
Well, we did find out it was that the orc was hired by the Border Space Patrol, right? Is that what it was?
He wasn't sure if it was the Border Space Union or Station Security.
I get you.
They're not the same.
Yeah.
Station Security, or PyStAl has its own governance, which is separate. It is like an ally and has positive relations, including housing the Academy for Border Space Union. It is not like an official member.
Yeah, I'm thinking like more like town police versus state police type of deal.
I mean, it would be more like town police versus like FBI.
Gotcha. Okay.
And for that, not much worth searching on the other guy. He was a really low-level thug, and most of his stuff was run through Narcoon. Probably had a azimuth laser pistol, which you guys could use to sell at this point since you have so many. But it's a pretty standard rifle for people to have. As you guys are leaving, do you guys address the Wanderer at all? It was something you noticed. It wasn't necessarily something you had to actually address, but just wondering what your thoughts were on it.
I didn't notice it.
The Wanderer? I thought that was the...
We all did.
Yeah. No, that was the one that the three of us got. That was the...
I mean, I wouldn't think too much of it. Brawl just sort of imagined it with the amount of people cycling in that, sure, one of them might be able to, like, work their way into the dock.
Okay, perfect. I would normally have everyone remove their headphones for this, but because we are at end time, and I don't really want to disperse you guys, I'm just going to really quickly... the Wanderer, as everyone passes by and Zero carries up the rear, the Wanderer reaches out a hand and kind of like, as Zero passes, just gives a little tug on his sleeve to show that he wants to talk to Zero.
Assuming nobody else noticed, I would like kind of hang back.
The ones that noticed walked by without engaging. So yeah, you're able to hang back without a problem. And the Wanderer kind of keeps their face cast and like rags covering up his face or their face. And they say, You're Zero, right?
Yes, who's asking?
Make a perception check.
20.
Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect. You notice underneath this like hastily donned like rags, they're not. It's not like a very good disguise, but it's enough to kind of cover up what's really underneath. It's actually a Pyramid Station security officer uniform, and you notice a quick glint on their chest, and there's a name tag that just reads Internal Affairs Officer, Unit J0-H0, which you actually probably remember from your tour. There was an Internal Affairs officer pointed out to you. Their office was, and your tour guide at the time had called them Joe Ho, Officer Joe Ho, and he had said he's not someone you should lend money to. That was the anecdote he gave you. But as you ask who they are, they like kind of, as you know, they pull the rags a little bit tighter, and they say, "That's not important. You do also see they do have your glowing tattoo lines, similar to any android. You are engaging with an android. I just have a package for you, and I know I'm not supposed to give it to you yet. I know it's too early. I don't care. It's getting too hot. Pyramid Station Alpha is something's happening, and I can't have this when it goes down. All right, I'm giving it back to you. This is yours, and I know that doesn't mean anything to you right now, but it's going to be on you to find the other vaults. I'm not. This one's yours. Take it, and I don't have any answers for you. That's not my job. That's not why I have this. When you find the other two vaults, everything becomes clear. That's all I have." And he tries to depart, like, just, you know, holding those rags. He tries to sneak out of the docking bay.
I immediately had the package on my person and then rejoined the group.
Okay, you don't try to stop him at all.
No.
Okay.
I imagine he's too scared and don't want to disturb him further.
As you like the package, there's like a scribbled note on it, and it is wrapped in like brown paper, and it says V. of truth, and you tuck it in. It's not very big. It's like probably the size of a data pad, as you kind of tuck it in this wrapped package into your suit and continue out.
All right.
Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. We've gone a little bit later than intended tonight. I actually have a lot more to get to, but I built in about 3 episodes expecting you guys to do this to me. So we're actually going to wrap up this episode here, and we'll pick up next time as you guys are entering Pyramid Station Alpha, the proper dome itself for Industrial 1.
The problem is 2 of them still have their headphones off because they didn't listen to your instructions that you weren't going to make him.
All right, well, I'll try and... Okay, they're coming back. I will repeat myself. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Chris?
Yes. I ignored everything that went on, so.
That's fine.
I was playing Star Realms.
Yeah, you mentioned taking the headphones off, so I'm like, nope, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't want to make you guys. So we are at time.
Cool.
I don't want to continue any further, although I do have a lot more prepared. We'll wrap it up here, and we'll pick up next time as you guys are entering Pyramid Station Alpha's Industrial 1 dome. That's exactly where we're going to pick up, as you guys entering the dome, because something does happen. In fact, we'll leave it with like a to be continued, as you guys see all of the screens throughout the station, including your personal data pad, triggers with a emergency broadcast news in big, calming letters. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Don't
with
panic.
Never Split the Party. For our lovely viewers in Twitch, we are going to wrap up the show, and we're going to go right into the after party, where you can hang out and chat with us. We may have some topics to talk about, although probably not. So please shoot stuff up in the chat. We will harass you guys, and hopefully you liked the episode. Until next Tuesday, we are Never Split the Party, which means you guys probably shouldn't do it either.
Yeah, Patrick.
I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. I won't do that again. I'm
That was
sorry.
a really bad, really bad send-up.
Yeah.